I'm going to tell you all about Trello. It's kind of hard to describe, so I'm just going to get right in and show you it, because there's lots of different ways you can use it. It's free, and you simply go to Trello.com and sign up for an account. And you can use Trello in the browser on a computer, or you can download the app for smartphone or tablet, and that's iPhone, iPad or Android tablet or smartphone. It works across all the platforms. Now this is Trello, and everything you see on screen, the whole thing, is a Trello board. It's called a board. And you'll see within this board you have lists. These are the vertical things. And within the lists you have notes, note cards. And it's very simple to use. This is a basic to-do board. We've got a list that is to do, a list that is things being done, and a list that is things that have been done, completed. If you look across the top, you see I've titled it the to-do board. It's a personal board. You can have boards that include other people, and you can collaborate on them. It's private, so only people that have been invited in can see it. It can be private, it could be a team or an organisation, and you can invite people in. I'm going to show you quite quickly how to add a card. We click down here on the bottom and we enter a title, and you see there I've created a card called Example. If I open up this card, now I'll get more into the detail later, but we can put various things in this card such as to-do lists, stuff like that. I'm going to give it a description. And the purpose of this card is to show people how to use Trello. So I've saved that, close the card, and there is the example. And it's something to do. Something I have to do is to show people how to use Trello. Well, it's actually being done. I'm showing you now, so I can move this over to the being done. And there it is being done because I'm showing you now. Actually, I've showed you, so it's finished. So we can move it over to this list, which is done. So you see how I created that note card in the to-do, then it was being done, and now it's done. So that's it, as simple as that. Now when you first signed up for Trello, you are taken to this welcome board, and it just gives you lots of tips about what you can do, so that's useful. Over on the right hand side here, this menu is open. I'm just going to close it because I'm not entirely sure if it's open when you sign up, but I'm going to click on show menu and the various things in this menu. Just have a look at this one for now. Change background, and you can change the colour to a plain colour, or you can choose from photographs, and there's loads. Some of them might detract from your list, and others are quite simple, like for instance this one or that one, but you can use anything you like. And something else that's worth looking at are some examples. Now here's an example of a Trello board that's been used for recipes, and each list is a category: seafood, pasta, meat, etc. Now these lists are probably not going to be used like you would in the previous Trello board I showed you. For instance, you wouldn't move vegetable over pasta because it's always going to be vegetables. But you can add to the lists, and that's using a specific way of creating a note card that adds a picture to it. And I'll show you how to do that in a later video. Here's another example of a Trello board that's being used to organise a wedding. So there are lots of ways of using it. And that's just a couple of examples of Trello boards. But you can have in your Trello account, your free Trello account, you can have several boards. So I'm going to click on this home button here and select boards. And there you see I have lots of boards. Some of them were experiments. There's that to-do board, the one that I showed you in my recently viewed personal boards. So you could have a number of boards for different purposes. Here's one. This is an album production. So things to do, things that are in production and things that are finished. It's basically a variation on the to-do principle. So you can have lots of boards. Now this is quite useful. It's Trello resources, and each one of these, there's examples, browser extensions, loads of tips, and because it goes over beyond the right hand side of the screen, I'm going to scroll across with this thing at the bottom. So you see there's lots of stuff in there. And how we find that, don't use that web address you see at the top of my browser. Go into the search and type in Trello resources, and it'll bring you to the Trello resources board. Click on that and you'll see it in your own browser. Also, something worth looking at is the Trello templates, which can be found at trello.com/templates, or hit the home button and we've got boards selected. Hit templates and you'll see these templates, and they're categorized, so you might find something that's useful as a starting point for yourself. For instance, interior design order tracking might be something you want. Let's have a look at it. And there's a description and explanation how to use it. And over here on the right hand side we can click on use template. You can change the title. At present it's showing a team. I want to make this a personal board, so that's just personal to me. It's private. Click create. And there you are. I just did that purely at random, and so I don't know how you use this board, but if that was something you're interested in, you can explore it and check it all out. And there might be other templates in there that are even more useful to you. So finally, I'm going to show you how to create your own board. Over here on the top right hand side is a plus button. Click there. And we've got a few options. We're going to use create board, and here we add the title, example. It's default. My account has a team, yours probably doesn't. I'm going to change that to no team. That's how yours would probably look initially, unless you create a team. And it's private. We can make it private or public. You could actually create a board that the public could see. There might be times when that would be useful, but I'm going to keep it private. You could start with a template. I'm just going to go with a basic board, and you can change the background at this point in time as well. So we're going to have a plain color, or we can use one of these pictures, and we can change this at a later stage as I showed you earlier, and then we create board. Okay. And it's come up with a blank board, and it's inviting us to create a list. So let's create a to-do board. So this first list is to do. The second one is being done. We click on add list, and we'll add the final one, which is done. Add list, and we could go on. Add a card. There's your card. I'll explain more about the various things within this card, but you've created your first card, which can be moved about in either direction. And that's Trello, and it's a lot of fun, so give it a go. Watch out for the next video, and I'll get in more detail about the note cards and stuff. See you later.